We
Okay, we
live.
live, people. We live. It's your boy Chris. I'm here with Jay, the Black Filipino,
Yes,
back for another
yes.
podcast. This is number three. I'm
Yes, it
excited.
is.
Yeah,
Me
hopefully we
too.
can do this at least twice a week. It's going real good. I think people are enjoying it.
Hmm.
Last one was a little long. We went an hour last time. We do apologize for anybody if it felt a little too long. We're trying to keep these things a little shorter for you guys. But Jay, tonight, I'm going to talk about some things that you know, since you're living over there now.
Hmm.
You and I go back and forth. Um, one of the things I come across is I have this feeling that there's this misconception of how Westerners view Filipinas.
Hmm.
Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some people will comment and say that I'm wrong, but I get this feeling, especially when I watch a lot of vlogs or just in general. Like I've worked over my years living. Listen, first of all, people, I'm from New York. Jay's from New York. New York is the biggest melting pot in the world. So like
Hmm.
in my lifetime and a lot of places I've worked at, I've known Filipinos. Okay, that came to America. They worked. For big companies here, and they went back and forth, right?
Hmm.
And some of them, I remember one dude. I remember he lived in America, him and his brother, and they lived with some other people that had moved here years before, and they rented rooms out of the house.
Hmm.
And he needed time off one year. He needed time off, and like a month or some shit, right? And he didn't have a month saved up. Like I think he mean like 2 weeks, and he needed a month off because he needed to go back to the Philippines. And when they were like, "No, I'm sorry, we can't give you a month off," he's like, "Well, I have to go pick up my bride." And people were like, well, "Wait, hold up. What do you mean you're gonna pick up your bride?" And like we didn't kind of understand because we're not, yeah, the American culture is not like that. And he
Yeah.
said, "No, no, 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 no." He's like, I have there's this girl over there that I have to go get. I'm bringing her back, and I'm marrying her. And we're like, "Oh," and he was talking to us. And we're just like, "Oh, how do you know this girl?" He's like, "Oh, she's a friend of a family." He's like, I've never met her, but we're getting married." And I'm like, "What?" Like, so that's the little weird or whatever. But that's weird to us, to me, right?
Hmm.
But then I known Indian people the same deal. Like, they marry people they never met before in their life. They come over here, they get married. But what I notice about Western men, okay, is that we we have this weird view. Like I've never been to the Philippines, but I get this idea that a lot of people, Westerners, view Filipinas as like they need saving, right? Like they need saving. Like like if I go there, it's like I'm gonna like be a king. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and I can do whatever I want. And it's just like, if I go there, it's like I can exploit them. I can do whatever I want. I get that feeling from a lot of people when I watch other vloggers,
Hmm.
and it kind of irks me because I'm kind of like, nah, like Jay's married to Kay, and Kay seems like, she's on her game. Like, she's just like any other American woman. You know what I mean? Like anybody headstrong doing her thing. But you don't get that when you watch a lot of like even a lot of Thai bloggers, you get this sense that they're there just to be used. So
Hmm.
I've been rambling. I know some people don't like if I ramble, but so really, is there a misconception? Like when you got there, okay, what did you notice? Like, do you notice that like there is that misconception and people come there just for that and they treat the situation like that, and then then there's your situation where it just seems normal. Like there, you definitely on your channel hold Filipinas in a different light.
Hmm.
You definitely show Filipino women in a positive light. Whereas in other channels, I get the notion that like they're just there to be sex slaves. That's
Hmm.
it. And that's the God honest truth.
Yeah.
So you talk, Jay, man.
Well,
People want to hear you.
well, as far as when you look at even statistics, right? I don't think they're right though. It says, I think in the population, it's like maybe 800,000 or 900,000 prostitutes, right?
Wow. Okay.
But then you have to think this country has over 100 million people, which women run the world, so that's mostly women, you know. Now, then you have to think about like when I got here. When I got here, like I was online before. I've looked at other dating websites, but me, I found K through the way I did because it was God, God based. But and I wouldn't have gone and really pursued any of those other websites. But anyway, I seen them right,
Right.
and then I noticed right away when I got here. I said it to Kay. I said a lot of the women here are different than what you see online. You can see they're more pretty. You can see, and that's what I thought too. I thought the same way as you. You can see that the women are more self-sufficient,
More independent.
more
It's
independent.
okay.
Exactly. And a lot of these women that are here, they don't want foreigners. Be honest with you. They I mean they'll date one if they see one while they're here, but it's not all of the it's nothing but bar girls here. It's not like that. There are a lot of good women here, and you would only know that if you came here. So I'm not saying anything against the woman online. There are some good women online. There's some gems out there, but it's so far so few. When you're actually in the country, you can see the independence of the woman. You can see that these women are strong. You can see that these women, and it's not like U.S. You know how in U.S. right? It's like, oh, I don't need a man. I can do it on my own.
Right, which is a huge problem here
Exactly.
now.
It's like that here, but not exactly like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Kay didn't need me. I wasn't her savior. She a lot of women here, they become teachers and they go to places like Thailand,
Okay.
or a lot of them get ways to go into Australia or these other countries. And like you said, you've seen them there in the US. You know, Filipinos and Filipinas are moving around. It's not just the poor bar girl or even sometimes the poor girl that needs to go online and scam.
Right. That's another problem. Yeah.
Exactly. Or the girl that maybe not scamming, but that may go online to date because they want a better life for their family. It's not like that.
And then they got dudes in America sending them money.
Exactly.
And then
And
they've never met the
uh,
girl in their life. They don't know what she really looks like. And dudes are busting their butt to make some extra money to send it to them. And it's kind of like, whoa,
exactly. That's why I say, hey, look, and that's what I'll give a little bit of advice, but I'm going to go back to the point that I was making. If you have a Filipino, right, you're talking to her online, go meet her, go see what she's about. Get your passport. Plane tickets are cheap. You can find round trip tickets for 500. But go meet her. You definitely don't want to go to the province areas of where they're from right away. When you get off that plane, when you land, if she really wants to be with you, she'll meet you in Manila. You
yep,
know, get a feel for her. See if you trust her. You don't want to just go to someone's province in the woods somewhere. You have no idea what you're walking into.
exactly.
When you come here and you meet the woman here, you notice right away. Wait a minute, these women are not online. It's okay that I said. You know what Kate told me?
What she tell you?
It's funny she said this. She said, baby, listen, when you come here, it's like she knew. She said the women are very pretty, right? I didn't get what she said before I jumped on that plane.
Right.
When I got there, I said, oh, I said, that's what she's talking about.
Well, not to cut off, but just look at when you went shoe shopping. Those girls that were helping you at the shoe store, the department store, they were both
Yeah.
really good-looking girls.
Oh, no, but it gets 10 times, 20 times better than that. And I'm not saying that I'm out here chasing women. It's just that, you have eyes,
Come
you
on, Jay.
see.
Tell us the truth, Jay. Don't hold back.
I tell my wife, man, and that's the great thing. When I met Homer, right? I tell my wife everything because I was telling him the story, like what happened, and something sketchy happened to me on the train. I'll share that with you later. But I'm telling him about it, right? And so then Kay walked up, and I'm still talking about it. And I said, Homer, I said, I tell my wife all this stuff, right? And I know he was shocked. He gave that look like, oh wow, he does tell his wife everything. Because the same story I was telling about what happened, Kay was like, oh yeah, I know about
It's funny.
yeah, it's funny because you know, um, I had to let him know too, like, I'm not just trying to talk to you on the side. Like, I don't talk to my wife about this, But anyway, she said it to me. She said, you're gonna see it's a lot different. I remember when I was in BDO, right? And it was when working there, and then I asked her. I didn't record it because at that time I wasn't recording. I said, "What do you think about foreign men?" She said, "Well, I would rather date a Filipino." And you have to understand that. First off, a lot of women here, they want men their age. No offense
Yeah.
against the older guys coming here. I'm not trying to throw shade on you, but the ones that are not online, that are not looking for a savior, not all of them are. There's some good Filipino women online. I met Kay there, but you'll find that they do want a savior, and don't look at the country like that, because then when you come here, a lot of these women won't even look your way, and that's a good thing because it's
Yeah.
competition. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
say
I
if you.
don't.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't understand why people don't realize that women are women, no matter where they are in the world.
Exactly.
People just have this mentality. I get this idea though, like people look at these people, these women in these countries, like, oh, I could just like bathe in them. There's gonna be so many I'm just jumping on 'em because I'm there to save them. You know what I mean? Like, nah, it's not like that. It's like what you're saying right now. Like I've never been
Hmm.
there, but I can tell you just from what you've told me and just from like what I've seen of Kay and everything and what she does and how you guys your relationship, it's this that's more normal than
Hmm.
what majority of people are kicking. Maybe they don't want that. Maybe that's why a lot of people try to run to these places and they're looking for those people to save because they don't want to deal with a strong woman or a normal person on a 50-50 level.
Yeah.
They want somebody they want to be over somebody.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? There's people like that in this world. They want to be over somebody. They need to have that power,
Hmm.
you know. And like you said, nowadays in America, like a lot of these women are like, "I don't need you." It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
I'm I'm out of here.
there's a difference
You don't need me. I'm
between
gone.
there's a difference between needing me and wanting me. If
It's
you want me,
different.
that's cool. But like, I get you don't need me. I'm cool with that too. Go
Exactly.
ahead. Go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, and no, that's right, man. But I say that, and it's funny because I can't bash, someone talking about, hey, make a video. What you think about older relationships? Older guys coming here dating young women. Where here you go. I don't bash that,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
right?
either.
Yeah, and I tell you why.
I'm gonna be old too one day. Getting
Exactly,
old.
and, and not only that, what happens is, it is. I'll tell you what. I don't believe in it. Yes, I don't believe in that. I believe you should be equally yoked with a person. That you definitely should be close with an age, but I don't bash it because it's a need in need situation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, she obviously needs you, and you obviously need her because you want a younger woman. If you're coming out here and you're providing, you're not just using her as a bar girl. You get what I'm saying? And then you come out here and you provide for that woman and you love her, and she needs you maybe for finances, and also she loves you as well, because if you're online and you're talking to a woman, right, and she's not trying to scam you, you she's gonna start loving you. It's just a natural thing. If you continue to talk to somebody all the time, that's why they have catfish, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People keep talking to these people they didn't see for years, and they fall in
Yep.
love, and they find out, oh, it's not the person, but it's
Just a
because you're
dude.
constantly speaking.
Yep.
So
True.
it's the same thing. I feel in that type of situation, you're older guy, the woman is younger. She may need some help financially, and then you talking to her online, you fall in love with her, you meet, it's still love, and she is gonna love you because Filipino women, it's hard for them not to love. That's one thing I did notice. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a mutual situation at that time. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, and it's a personality thing too.
Hmm.
Like you said, like they never meet, but they talk online, so it becomes a personality thing. Like
Hmm.
they like what your mindset is, and it's mutual or whatever. But
Exactly.
yeah, you're right though. Like there are exceptions to everything,
It's
and
everything.
different strokes for different folks.
Hmm. And,
So
and and I see that, but that's not what's out here. What's out here is a lot of women. They're strong, just like the U.S. They're very influenced by us, just without the television shows, which is really the major poison. But yeah, they don't have that. They're about family. So if you're a guy that's not looking to save someone, or you're talking to someone online and you're not really feeling the situation, I would definitely weigh it out first because you don't just want to break girls' hearts. Weigh it out with her, make sure it works for you, but come to the country. Come to the country because you're going to see when you get here. Oh, it's a lot different. And guys know that have been here. They'll say the same thing. When I came here, I seen women are more beautiful. There are educated, a lot of educated women here. This is one of the biggest university countries. This country is big on universities, and certain people know that. So there are going to be a lot of smart women. Um, when you come here, you'll see that. You'll see the woman, especially where I am, right? I'm in Passai, right?
Right.
Maybe I can walk to Makati and be in Makati in 5 minutes. Not five, I would say maybe 15, because that is a little bit of a walk, but it's not that far. I can make it to Makati in 15 minutes, and then that's all you see. You see Filipinos walking around, going to lunch, and you can tell they got money because Makati, that's big business over there. It's like New York City, and
It, it should be like just like everywhere else, right? It's just that,
it is.
it's just that there's just this misconception, the Philippines is a third world country,
Hmm.
there's like, these girls need saviors and you can do whatever
Hmm.
you want. And I think it's perpetrated because there's communities of people that just tell people that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, come here. It's a party, man. It's great. Come here,
Hmm.
and you pay a little money. You can abuse the locals, do whatever you want, and then leave when you're done. It's like,
Hmm.
and I think this is a bad image. And I think
Yeah.
another thing too, and this is not to shit on anybody,
No,
and
definitely not.
this is not, everybody can do what they want, but the same token, people can do what they want. Jay can say what he wants at the same token too, and just say, hey, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that, but do what you want to do. But like, the thing is, I just find it odd. I'm going to say this. I find this odd that people would move from their country to a different country, and then I take some things as disrespect for that new land. I think when you go somewhere as a visitor, you need to respect that culture. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? You don't have to agree with everything, but you're there. Like, you got to respect that culture. And then whatever it is, and I'm not saying you have to say it's all rosy and it's all perfect, but like, you don't go out of your way to disrespect the culture. You don't go out of your way to disrespect the locals. Otherwise, if it's that bad, get out. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Leave. Like, why are you there? I just think to me, it's just, I don't know. Like, I just see so many people paint females in these countries, a
Hmm.
lot of these countries, as just being, like I said, they're just there for one reason and one
Hmm.
reason only. And it's just not true. Like, there are some vloggers in Thailand that I remember watching, one in particular, and he would always say, like, you think you're coming here just to get a bunch of random Thai women. He said, good luck, because you're going to be paying for it, because Thai women are hard. They're hard on you. Like,
Hmm.
it ain't what you think it is. And I think that always struck me is that people want to paint a picture of party time,
Yeah.
and they want to abuse what's there because it's cheap, and whatever. But at the same token, it's like, no, it's just a bad misrepresentation of what it's really like.
Yeah.
And
And that's the thing. It's funny. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, no, good.
That's all you see. See what happens is you have to think, and that's what people's family members say. Oh, you don't want to go there because that's all you see online, right?
Yep.
Um, and me, like when I make the poor video, it's not to showcase, oh, it's a poor country. That's why I could tell you that statistic of, you have the 800 to 900,000 prostitutes, and then it's over 120 million people. So I
Well, and like,
mean, weigh out that big number difference.
and like too, like, not for nothing, but like, I think a lot of the videos that come out of Cebu paint
Yeah.
Cebu in this really bad image.
Hmm.
You know, like, it's just like, I'm trying to think what we can compare it to in the States. Maybe like a rundown, seedy Las Vegas kind of deal. Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
and he's got, and when you see somebody that's, oh, I'm going to Cebu or whatever, like, you kind of know what they're going there for. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And it's kind of like, and maybe I'm, hey, listen, maybe I'm wrong, but you know
Yeah.
what? I have eyes and ears, and before Jay started this channel, I did a lot of research on vlogging and stuff like that. So I put my time in watching different people, and I can tell you that's what I took away from that. And I never been
Hmm.
to the Philippines, but to me, it was kind of like, all right, people that want certain things go a certain place,
Hmm.
but with certain places come certain problems, like AIDS.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
tell them about the
it's
age rate, man.
it's huge there in
Yeah.
Cebu, man. It's one of the highest in the entire world per
Hmm.
capita. And you know, it just to me like people can do what they want, but I just find it that like I think some people okay, people need to understand, like, Jay and I talked about this. I work on the back end of Jay's channel. So, like, I see a lot of the emails that come into Jay. We talk about different video ideas. We talk about different, I help him with a lot of his uploading and stuff like that. And I do some of the music, well, most of the music, and I do, the thumbnails on his channel and that kind of stuff. And, I read some of these emails because I go through the comments and, we see what comments we're going to need to answer and stuff like that. And sometimes, there's certain emails that I read that I could tell people have the wrong idea. They
Hmm.
just have the wrong idea, or they're being scammed, and they're asking you for help because they want to know. And I'm like, man, Jay's doing a service for these people, and you know, it's kind of like, you don't want people to have the wrong idea. You don't want them to have the wrong impression
Hmm.
of the Philippines. And I get that from some of the emails because you hear these people, they're working hard to get there and they want to be set up. And they know you got the information because they're coming to you like, yo, Jay knows what he's talking about. So, and that's good. That's good that you can kind of give these people more of a reality than fantasy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, come here. You can live on $1,000 a month, and you're gonna party your ass off, and you're gonna have all these women, and you can do whatever you want. And when the money runs out, you go home. No,
Hmm.
you could do that, but good luck with that. You know
Yeah.
what? And don't let's not be naive. Foreigners get killed from time to time in some of these provinces and areas. Let's
Hmm.
not kid ourselves. You know, and people need to know that it's not a joke. You're going to somebody of this country. You got to respect the situation. You know what I mean? So if you go in there as a playground, you know, you're gonna get what you get. But I don't know. I think I wish people, you know, they would like to me with you, you're embracing the Philippines. You're
Hmm.
embracing your new life.
Yeah. The Philippines even changed up my cooking style a little bit.
What I'm saying, but like you could tell, like, all right, prime example, you dropped the video with Dave, who lives in your building, right? Dave's been there for 4 years. You can tell
He's
he
embraced.
speaks he speaks the
Hmm.
language. He's embraced the culture,
Hmm.
and you sit there, and you can tell you're slowly embracing everything because there's a culture shock. There's
Hmm.
a culture shock. But like I said, I've never been there, and at some point I do want to go there, and I would actually, at some point I look at it as that's where, one of the places I would probably like to, start a new journey because the cost of living is cheaper.
Hmm.
It's totally different than where I live now, and but at the same token, I know, since I know you and I talk to you, I'm getting the real. I'm not
Hmm.
getting the fallacy. I'm not getting the bull crap. I'm not getting like, oh, it's sex Disneyland. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Hmm.
getting, hey, this is real life. This is what it's like, and this is what you can expect. So I'm rambling. You go ahead. You take it.
Yeah, man. But no, that's all right. You know what? That keeps things flowing, man. Because I go on rambles too. But yeah, I mean, you get here, um, you see right away. I remember when I was in Pasig, right, and I would get on the jeepney. It was a different look than when I get now when I'm in this area, and that's for a reason. The people I was on the jeepney with may have been a little bit more poor, right?
Okay.
And they would stare at you like in shock because they would hear me speak English, and they would stare at me like, especially the woman. It was weird. Like they stare at you and just look in your face and be like, But it's funny. Let me tell you, the way they stare at you just bug me out. But I remember this kid. Right, I was walking with Kay by Palenque by the market when we used to live in Pasig, and I guess the kid thought I was Filipino. The kid said he said in English to his mother, "Hey, mommy, look, those they both speak very good English." And I'm like, he must think I'm Filipino. But I
Yeah.
just thought I'd share that. It was funny. But yeah, you'll notice when I got over here, I don't get the same thing. I'm just a regular guy over here. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you see,
It's more
the area over
common.
there was a little. Growing Pasig is very rich areas. Like when I go to Mega Mall, right? When I would go to Mega Mall, same thing. It's more common there too. You didn't get the same people staring at you when you spoke English, and it's a difference. So it depends on where you are. If you're going to a province area, yeah, they may not see as many foreigners. But if you're in Manila, foreigners all over the place. They're used to it most of the time, and then the foreigners know that here these women have money. You see them in the stores, right? If you're in
Mhm.
Mega Mall or Mall of Asia, they're buying more expensive stuff than you are.
Right.
They're eating at expensive restaurants, and you can tell they have money. They may not be rich, but they have it. They're not looking for a handout. I don't want, and that's the thing. That's the misconception a lot of people put out there is that the people are looking for a handout, and they're not. You do see the beggars every area. You're gonna find the beggars. The funny thing is, say if you went to the province, right? A lot of people are not begging. You can walk by a lot of people on the street, right? I gotta tell you this, Chris. They won't put their hand out. I see a lot of poor people on the streets who are on the street and they're not begging, and that's the people I want to speak to as well. They're not begging. Like the people that I walk by, like say if I go outside and I go somewhere, they don't ask me for any money. Usually find them over there by McDonald's. So also even the people on the street, just because they're poor or they're on the street, they don't have their hand out. So when you come here, you'll see it too, and a lot of people that are here see it. Not everyone has their hand out, and that's when I knew. I said, and that's the people I look at, right? And I go, oh
Right.
wow, I want to speak to them and see what's going on with them. You see what I mean?
Right. Because it's yeah, because it's more of a choice for them. Like
Exactly. Like a lot of people paint that picture, like oh, everybody that's on the street has their hand out. Not
yeah,
true.
like if you walk down that road, everybody's gonna be begging you.
No, that's not true. That's more, and you find it a lot of Makati because those people know that suckers are gonna come here.
Yeah.
Like say if you go by Burgo Street, you may see that a lot. I see it in the videos these guys make. They're by Burgo Street, and kids have run up to them with their hand out, right? But those kids know you're gonna be there. They know you got money because you're coming to spend it on the girls.
Do you think also too, like you don't get it as much because you blend in better
I think that it is what it
because
is
of
as
your
well.
skin tone?
But not
Because
even that. When you see me walking up the street, right? Like say when I'm walking in my area around here, I don't dress like the locals that much. So when I'm walking by, sometimes people can look at me and go, "Okay, this guy has money," and then you can tell from the way I'm walking that I'm not a Filipino. You get what I'm saying?
right.
So that's why before when I was in Passive, people would say, "Hey, what's up, brother? How you? What's going on?" And they speak English because they know just as soon as they see me. And but I do think that too because you do find Filipinos like me. Look at Flip Top Battle League. How many
Right.
views does it have? They get like 20 million views each video.
Yeah.
So
They must whoever runs that must be living like a king because they're clocking like 80K a month
80K a month
US.
US
US.
dollars. Filipinos are getting money, you know. um, but yeah, you have to think that too. So I think I'll blend in because of that too. You find a lot of hip hoppers out here.
Right.
A lot of them. I mean, obviously, if you see 20 million views on YouTube, right? So I think that does help me blend in a little bit too, until I really start talking to people, and then they can tell. But yeah, that may be why they don't have their hand out too.
Because they see some white dude walking around with a camera.
Oh
They're
yeah.
gonna be like, "Oh, hit him up, hit him up.
Hmm,
He's a
hmm, hmm.
tourist or whatever. Let's beg on for him." I'm thinking they see
Yeah.
you and they're just like, "Well, why you bothering the Filipino guy for?"
Yeah, and that is true. So, I'll tell you, you will have to look out more than I do when you get here because I don't look like a target.
Right.
I don't look like a target when you see me. I blend in more with the locals, and you can tell like I know where I'm going now. Like I know every area I'm in, man,
Right. So you don't
because
you
I
don't look
study every area.
you don't look
I
so
don't look
lost.
lost. Exactly. I don't look like I'm lost. I'm not going like, asking people, "Hey, where do I go from here?" I know I'm going already.
All right. So you
I
know
know.
what? One more thing I want to talk about,
Hmm.
before we wrap this up is
Yeah.
let's just talk about the scams real quick. Now,
Yeah.
let's just I'm gonna talk about from a certain angle because
Hmm.
um, let's say I'll give you a situation and you tell me like what you think was a tip off that it's a scam or not. Okay. Now let's
Yeah.
just say you're let's just say you're a dude, you live somewhere in the Western world, right? Let's just say you live in America and you're using many different dating sites, right? Which, because I'm sure a lot of these guys that do that are on multiple sites. They're
Hmm.
trying to play the law of averages. They're talking to numerous women around the world. And let's just say they're talking to a Filipina, right?
Hmm.
And they're talking to them for a couple of months, say. Let's say 3 months, right?
Hmm.
And at some point they're asking you for money and they're saying they're kicking you a story, they got a family to support or they need this or that, they need to send money. Tell me, what do you think is the red flags that if you're that guy who's online talking to them, what are the red flags that you would look at when somebody starts asking you, like what do you think is the red flags about the money, that you
Hmm.
haven't met the person, like what are the things that you think people should say, oh, that's a red flag, and then what should they do next? Like, should they ask for like a Skype? Like, because it's not hard to Skype and see
Sure isn't.
somebody if they have a camera. And like you said, there's internet cafes that have web cameras all over the Philippines. So like that's possible. Let me ask you. So what are some of the red flags that these dudes should look out for? And then what are some of the things that they could do if they see one of these red flags? Like what should they be asking for next to avoid losing a lot of money, to avoid getting set up? So
Mhm. Well, first off, I'll say this. See, it's weird because the way the province areas are, the internet service sometimes is bad in Manila, right?
right,
So the way the province areas are, a lot of times it's kind of you have to really differentiate the two. Come on out, Kay. The camera's not on. Kay just woke up. It's not on,
so
Kay. Come on out. All
okay,
right, so let me talk, Kay. Kay came out. She didn't want to walk because she thought the camera was on. But anyway, let me continue going.
okay,
Now, see, it's a little tricky, and I'll tell you something. Sometimes you can think something is a scam and it's not, or sometimes you don't and it is. And I'll explain exactly what I mean. Like in the province areas, right? A lot of women in the province that do want to come up, they may not be just going at you for that. They may actually want love, but a lot of women want to come up, right?
right,
Now, just because the woman wants to come up, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a scam. Because a lot of times, if you're in the province area, you get bad internet. They may say, you know what, Skype doesn't work, and they're not lying. I remember when my wife went to the province, right? In her province, the internet is horrible. She would Skype me and it'd be real choppy and it would cut right off. And then that's when she went to go back for her sister's wedding. And then she Skyped me again and then it would cut off. And then she Skyped me again and it would cut off. And then it was real grainy, because if you have a bad internet service, it's going to be bad picture everything. You could barely hit a
right,
person. But the thing you look out for, on the way you can tell, is how much money they're asking you for too. Because you know what, a lot of these women are poor, that are in the province area. Not a lot, but you're gonna find it's not like Manila. You get what I'm saying?
right,
So in the province area, there are some provinces where it's not that built up, and the woman may not have a lot of money. So you can tell. And the first thing I'll say, the first thing to look out for is how much they're asking for. Know the prices in your head. The dollar is 50 pesos to a dollar. Okay, so if a woman needs a little bit of help, if she says, "Oh, I need 10,000 pesos," look, don't send that. That's $200. She doesn't need that much money. You get what I'm saying?
right.
I remember someone came on my channel and they were saying, "Oh yeah, I'm sending her 30,000 pesos," and I told the guy, I said, I don't know if he was telling the truth. Maybe, most likely, he was. I said 30,000. I said you can pay all my bills with that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said, no, you shouldn't be sending 30, 40,000 to anyone. You know, and if the girl said, hey, I need 1,000 pesos, that's $20. $20 is nothing in the US. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing
Right.
in another country. If you sending a girl, maybe I don't know, $20 every 2 weeks, or every even once a week, that's nothing. You know, you're helping her out. If you like her, you're talking to her. You have to look out though for, you don't know if she has a boyfriend laying right next to her, and that's why she's saying she can't talk to you. Or she may say, I can't talk to you that much, and only speaks to you 3 times a week. Look out for that. You know, definitely. If the person can't Skype you, they should be able to at least Skype you a couple of times and try. You get what I'm saying? Make an effort.
Yeah, at least make an effort. Exactly.
Exactly. You can tell when that woman is not really making that effort. If the woman loves you, and even if she says, you know what, she wants to have a come up, but not because, she wants to take advantage of you, because she wants a better way. I don't hate on those women.
Mhm.
She has to make that effort, If she's not making that effort, she's not, saying, you know what, I'm going to go find the internet cafe in town, or I'm going to go see how I can get a better internet connection. The woman should be willing to travel miles. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To speak to you, especially if you're helping her out and you are dishing a little money, but you don't want to dish out
Yeah,
too
because they're gonna
much.
they're traveling to pick up the money wherever however it's being sent to them, wired to
Ex-
them.
exactly. And you have to think, these businesses out here that are in main parts of town, you always have one in almost every town. Not everywhere though, I'll be honest. They have to have a decent internet connection because they have to do certain things online. So in a lot of areas it's not. So don't quote me on that. But she will make a way. That's how you will know. She will make a way. If she has all these excuses, but she's still finding a way to hit you up for money, right?
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
red
Yeah,
flag.
she's get. Yeah.
And number one, it's how much they're asking for. Know the dollar rates. Know that it's 50 to 1. Because
What what about the stories too? Like, is there a red flag of like when somebody keeps upping the story, like it's like they're every week it's they're more and more in dire straits?
yeah, that can happen. But the crazy thing is, you never know. You really never know. That's why you have to jump on that plane ASAP. Get that passport. Say you're talking to her for 2, 3 months. Say, you know what? I want to see what's going on. And then still at the end of the day, you can do that. And you don't know. You just don't know. You have to go with your gut feeling. If your gut feeling tells you this is a scam, go with that. Don't listen to your family though, because your friends, because a lot of people,
Yeah.
oh no, no, just forget that, she's trying to scam you. They're gonna say that. They said that about Kay, and times I was down, Kay sent me money. You see what I'm saying? And I would tell people my
See, yeah.
situation. I would tell people my situation, and I would be like, "Well, she's sitting." Oh, well, no, 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 and I'd be like, "What?"
Sounds like you scammed her. Like you,
Yeah, right. If
I
anything,
have
I
her
scammed.
sending me money.
And I'm like, "No, but she's the teacher in Thailand. There's pictures all over her face." Oh, well, no, that's a little ridiculous. Okay. And that's what made me discredit people talking to me. I just want to talk about that too. I just want to throw that in there. I discredit what people were saying because I'm like, I'm told you this about her. I told you that. I've spoken to her family on Skype. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
She sent me money, you know, everything. It was total opposite of what, some of these women do out here. That's like the total opposite of a scam. But Kay's different though. I got lucky. But and that's why I discredited what everybody was saying. I'm like,
And
what?
I think also a lot of people have to assume that these women are talking to multiple guys.
Exactly.
They're playing the number game. Just like these dudes are playing the number games
Yep.
online, so with
Women
these
do the
women.
same thing.
And so if these women can clock a couple of pesos off of each person every couple of weeks, they're going to run
Yeah,
that game. They're never going to meet you. They're going to keep running that game because it's more lucrative than meeting one person.
exactly. And they even have scams like that, man. Like they have scams
Yeah.
where they'll take a pretty girl, right? Then somebody just get busted out here, Kay? A scam ring, right? That was scamming people online, dating sites. Remember they would have the pretty girl, and then but it'd really be just a regular girl talking, and they would use that girl, and she would come on sometimes to speak to the people. That was crazy, man. They had a pretty girl, right? Real pretty girl. They had maybe like 3 or 4 other people that were doing the talking,
Mhm.
and then when people wanted to see her,
The pretty girls show up.
The pretty girl would show up and was just moving from place to place. And
Uh,
it was a sex scam. Oh, cyber sex scam. They would use the girl actually to blackmail the guy.
that's funny.
So it's in money. So you got to think. People run scams like that, and you have
Yep.
to look out. You have to. I'm not saying to just go against the poor woman, but you have to understand if she's not making an effort to see you. To it should be, hey baby, I want to see you face to face. Hey baby, get on, get ahead.
Hi guys. Hello. Yo boy, Chris made it.
Hello, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I just woke up. Well, I just want to share what happened. I watched it on sorry, I'm eating on Facebook. There's news here in the Philippines that there is a group of people. They're staying in a in a secluded room or place, and then what they do is they chat with the foreigner in the US.
Right.
They encourage to have a sex video chat, and then after that what we'll do is they will save the video, and then the next time they will talk to the person, they're gonna tell like, oh, you have a video with me. They're gonna frame up the foreigner, and then they're gonna ask them to send money.
So it's total blackmail on them.
That is right. And then after that, luckily they were being caught, so that's good. So they usually ask like $1,000. They asked for $5,000 one time, and they didn't be.
That was US dollars.
Yeah, just US dollars. They're being caught already.
Man,
Yeah, that's bad. I know.
the things that people do for money, man.
I know.
US dollar.
Well, that's all for K report. I'll pass now to Jay. Transfer. Oh, nice to talk to you, Chris.
Same here.
Yeah, hello, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I just had to let
Uh,
her share the story because she knows the story a lot better than me. But yeah, guys, you have to go with your gut feeling, and you have to be very careful with the online dating because a lot of times those women that are scamming, they misrepresent Filipino women.
yeah, it's
And
true.
it's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. You know, out of how big the population is, you think about it, I don't know what's the percentage on that. I guess we'll do that later. But I guess it's under 10% of the population, right? So maybe if it's 120 million, that's about what, maybe like 7%,
What's 7%?
or into prostitution.
Okay.
But then you got to think about the U.S., right? It may be 7% as well. Then you got to think about other countries. It may be even higher. So don't look at the Filipino women as just prostitutes or even just scammers. If you feel you're gonna get scammed online, just visit. And you know what? Go on Makati and talk to those businesswomen because a lot of those businesswomen, they won't speak to you unless you're there. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Get out there, meet them. You know, meet you someone that has a good internet connection. And I'm not saying to stay away from a woman in the province, but differentiate the two. If you're sending something, say, you know what, I'll send you 500 pesos. You get what I'm saying? To where if that person is scamming, you only spent 10 US dollars.
Hey, ask Kay real quick. Does she think more, because she's from the province herself, does she
Hmm.
think more Filipinas that marry foreigners tend to be from the province other than, say, being from a bigger city? Is it more common that the women that marry foreigners tend to be from provinces?
Yep, I can tell you right now, and I'll let her tell it on her own. Kay does believe it. She also believes, and she wouldn't say it, but I'll say it for her because I love Kay. Kay doesn't want to come off in a bad light,
Right.
and people to think she's talking down on people because she really doesn't do that. But I will tell you because me and her talk about this. You know, she usually says a lot of times, guys, they go online and a lot of times they get the girl that's in the province that may be a maid. You get what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
that may not have it all.
Lower education,
Lower
maybe
education. Exactly.
somebody that can have power over.
Exactly. Hey, KK, he has another question.
Yes. Hello, Chris.
Okay. Now you're from a province, right?
Yes.
So my question is, you feel, in your opinion, that more Filipinas that marry foreigners tend to be from the provinces or like a bigger city? Do you feel that more of those marriages to foreigners tend to be women from the provinces?
Um, as I observe those people, I see online, and I think they met them in the provinces, not really in the city. But there also someone here, but not that much because people here in Manila are busy. They doesn't have time. Yeah, I believe it's in my own opinion only. I see a lot. That's foreigner that married to Filipina, mostly in the province.
Now, what do you think that is? Do you think it's a mutual thing, like the provinces have maybe less opportunities, so like they would be more inclined to maybe look to a foreigner who maybe is retiring, has money or something like that? Or do you think the foreigner looks at the girl from the province as somebody who uh, maybe like they think they need him, like he's the savior type of deal or something like that? Do you think it's one of those kind of?
Well, I'm in a hot seat. Well, as I can say that maybe girls in the province are having more time to to go online to chat online, and um I'm not sure, maybe because um foreigner likes exotic look as well. Of course, you can see a lot of exotic look girls in the province because sometimes in the province the weather is hot too, and you're getting dark. And I cannot say exactly like
Yeah, because those women that are exotic in a province, they're not online too.
mhm.
Trust me, they're not really online.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But
no, because they see what it is. The women that are exotic in a province, guys are still gonna see them and
mhm,
you get cater to them.
mhm,
So they don't need to go online as well.
mhm,
Because the guys, the locals in the area are like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Are
mhm,
jumping all over that. So it's weird. You're not gonna find those exotic because you see them, but you really see them. Because a lot of times the girls that get promoted here
mhm.
are not that exotic. Like for instance, the ones that are on yeah, go.
No, I just want to say too
Mm.
because I noticed that most of the foreigner goes to the province as well. Unless you're talking about online relationship, but most of the foreigners go to the province, mostly not really stay in the city, so they meet more um, province girl than in the city. Like for example, in Pampanga or in Dumaguete, any part of tourist spots. So mostly they attracted to. They usually meet most of the girls in the province than in Manila
Right.
because they just drop in Manila. But it comes to online relationship. I cannot. Maybe because
Because of your situation.
I'm not sure. I cannot. Sometimes I cannot say about that. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, yeah,
Yeah, this is a hot seat.
yeah, she just
I'm
spoke
sorry, I
up.
cannot answer, but that's all I can say. I cannot say about money, but um, I don't know what they're thinking in their head at the time. Maybe they fall in love, or maybe they're looking because we never know. We never know. Sometimes they may be looking for someone who will provide them a good life.
Right.
Yes. So, but after at the end of the day, they maybe fall in love, they maybe not, but we really don't know. I really
Yeah,
don't know.
we really can't pinpoint.
Yeah. But sometimes it happens. It happens. There is some chance that it's like that, but all all you need to do if you're a man or a man that looking for a woman here in the Philippines, just um, just look for research more before you really put in your relationship to the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I answer your question?
In a roundabout way, people can read between the lines, I think.
Yeah, that's true. All
Yeah, but do
right.
you think
It's okay. Yeah, you can ask a question.
Oh,
do you,
excuse me.
Okay, go ahead, Chris.
do you,
Sorry.
do you- okay, but do you think okay, do you think that that a lot of do you I'm going to ask you, do you watch since you and Jay started to vlog,
Hmm.
have do you watch other vlogs? have you gone around to other vlogs to see what other people do and see how they represent the Philippines or say maybe Thailand or some stuff like that? Do you watch anybody? You don't have to name the names. Just say, do you watch anybody?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you think of the since you're Filipino, but you also been to Thailand, do you think out of those vlogs, do you think women are represented properly?
Some of them, yes, you can see how a foreigner being loved by how a Filipino woman being loved by a foreigner, but some is not. Actually, I watching. I cannot mention the name of that blog, but I was watching that and I was like, oh my, this kid is this teenager is so young and then they're being matched to an older guy. I cannot mention the name of the blog,
Right,
but I
right.
was
Yeah, yeah,
watching it and I felt bad. I felt bad, but I think they also want to have as I said good life, but it's like they're very young. They're very young, and I was like, oh no, that's too much. And also one more thing is, um, no offense with other foreigner, I just don't like them sometimes showing like sexy body of Filipina. Like I don't know, like I'm a Filipina too, so maybe the women allow them to take a video of them or
right.
take.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that's like part of like the like there's too much of like a negative kind of vibe to it, like like they just show Filipino women in a strange
I
light, like
know.
kind of like they're like sex slaves at some point.
I know. I feel bad when I see that because not some Filipina allow them to be, take a footage of them dancing or something or
Right.
but of course I feel bad when I see some vlogger who making videos doing that. It's like Filipina is not really like that. Like, we're really a Filipina woman like very conservative. I hope they also, showcase some of the show some videos about Filipina, how conservative they are. But I cannot blame them as well. I don't know because there is also some places in the Philippines that is showing that. But I think I need to give it to Jay. Jay want to say something?
All
Okay.
right, I want to ask Kay this question because I want her to tell her story, like of I know her story about her father and how dedicated he was. He has how many daughters? He has six daughters, all girls, right?
Well, I hope daughters are girls.
Yeah. No, I'm saying he had all girls, right?
Right, right, right.
And his dedication to them, and they weren't dirt poor, but they didn't have. Just like
Right.
some of these families out here, you may see some on YouTube, but sometimes they go in that dark light, right?
Mhm.
Her family didn't have just as they did, and I just want her to tell a little bit about her father and all of his daughters went to college too. Kay, you got to tell us. You got to tell us how hard your father was.
All right, welcome back to Kay. Well, yes, my father is the best father in the world. I can say everybody can say that. If every daughter can say that to this father, but yes, we all six girls, and then sometimes when I was studying, all three of us are studying in the same same college. We're studying. Three of us are studying college, and it's really hard because my father is a businessman. He's usually go to Manila and deliver some mangoes in like what do you call that in English? I don't know how to say it, but it's like he's traveling to Manila to bring some product and sell it here, and then that his job. My mother is just staying at home, so I have my relatives who help us in college as well, but in allowance. Well, anyway, let me just go to the point. Well, the reason I can say my father is the best father when it comes to having a boyfriend and when we're studying, we're not allowed to have a boyfriend until we finish college. That is go because we are all girls. So
Right.
he said like we need to finish college first, and that time you can have you can have a boyfriend. So he's strict, but in a way that we never get pregnant and get married. We get married first before we're gonna get pregnant. So in our head, it's like study, career, and then relationship. So he
Makes
really,
sense.
I'm sorry.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so he really molded us to have a goal because one time we experienced some low moment, like we have no food to eat. That was so sad. Like we eat the Indian mango because we have Indian mango at home, and then that's all. And then we really trained to like this thing will not gonna happen again. In my head, like this thing will not gonna happen again. I'll make sure I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna study hard, and then I'll be committed, and I'll do anything that it's not. I'm not gonna do this anymore. So all of us, six of us, are my younger sister is graduating this year as a computer um, course, and she's studying a computer engineering something, IT. I'm not too sure. Oh my gosh. Yes, IT. IT. I just don't know the exact course, but and all of us are already graduate. Six of us, three of us are three of us are married, and then three are still single. So all I can say is that the reason Jay was trying to let me share about my father, because how he led us, how he worked hard to let us be a good daughter, be a good person, and what else? I think I'm running
No,
off.
that's all right. Yeah. Chris, we really put her on the spot. She just got up. She didn't eat yet.
You put her on the
I,
spot.
no, I had to. I had to because um, I know she would wing it the best she could. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I wanted her to share about her father because I thought his story was so magnificent, especially when as we talked about the point in the Philippines, right?
Right.
He made a way. Your father didn't have a full education, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that doesn't matter.
College
He
in
studied.
first year, but
He studied the first year. That's what I'm saying. He didn't fully make it. Like out here, you need to, you gotta have that college degree. You know how that is, right?
Yep.
That he took that route. He said, "I'm gonna hustle," and a lot of Filipinos do that. They're the hustlers. He said, "I'm gonna hustle, and I'm gonna make sure, no matter what it takes, and even in down times, he was,
loan
yeah,
to
yeah,
loan.
he would get a
London,
loan. She called it London.
London here,
Yeah,
London
loan
there.
here. Yeah, she said loan here, loan there. Okay, you talk.
Oh, sorry. Just wanna share, Chris, that also my father, when he was being asked, how did you pay for all the allowance of your daughter? I said, no, I do it through London. Said I was listening to him when he's doing a speech during my younger sister graduation in high school. I said, what's London? I was like, what's London? And then he explained London, like loan here, loan, like you're gonna loan some money,
Right.
loan here, loan there, because the reason don means in Tagalog, don is there. So he said lawn, don, lawn there, lawn there. So,
That's funny.
well, I just want to share. That's all.
But yeah, I'm happy.
Uh,
Hey guys, this is going extended because I'm
London.
having fun. Now you see what me and Kay are together.
That's funny.
But yeah, she told me, I said London. You loan here, loan there. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, he made it work, man.
He made it work, and that's why I wanted her to tell that because, and that's the point of that goes exactly what I'm saying about the prostitution. You get what I'm saying? And all of that stuff. There are Filipinos that work hard, that will do what it takes to get their kids through school. There's no excuse, man. You
Well, apparently there is though.
It is,
Apparently,
but still, at the
apparently
end of
there
the day,
is.
it is because a lot of people may not have that same mindset. Also, a lot of people may not have the same opportunity.
No,
My father
that
always had good people around him, and I can say that.
well, he apparently took a bad situation, and no matter what, he made sure that there was always light at the end of the tunnel, or at least there was a hope of light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly, and that's what I would love to show people. I would love for him to join us, Kay, and speak to the people. When we get out there, because um there's a way, and a lot of people don't see that. It's the same thing in the U.S. So I got to recant that statement I just made. You're right. Same thing. A lot of people may not like you said it earlier. They may feel like, oh, there is no. How can I say it? There's nothing out there for me.
Right, so they give up.
They give up. And that really is just a story to not give up, you know, and just keep pushing forward, man.
He obviously had a plan. He had a plan.
Yeah, he
And
said my daughters are not going to have any kids before they. before, then my kids are not going to be a statistic.
you know what his plan was? Apparently, his plan was for them not to make the situation any worse.
Yeah.
Think about it,
Mhm.
because they were in a bad situation. But he's
Mhm.
looking at it and says, "Hey, listen, go do X, Y, and Z, and do it in this order, and you'll be better off. We'll
Yeah.
struggle now, but we'll be better off. Because if you do X, Y, and Z, or you don't do any of these, and you find yourself in trouble, it's going to be a lot worse than what
Mhm.
we have now. You're going to make a bad situation a worse situation." So he basically put them on the right path,
He sure
and
did,
he
and
held them to it. Because
he
think
did.
about this. Let's take this back for a second. I think a lot of people listening to this can relate, especially a lot of people here from America. Think
Mhm.
about think about people living in a shitty situation. Let's just say you're living in the hood, living in the city, you're living in a trailer park, you're living in
Hi guys, thank you for listening. And Money Explores.
Mhm.
and you're living in a bad situation. You don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then
Mhm.
you go and you have a kid, and you're
Mhm.
16, 17 years old, and you go have a kid. Well, that
Yeah.
that bad situation just got worse.
Mhm.
And not only did it get worse for you, it got worse for you for a long time. It's not like you broke your leg or something.
Mhm.
You're bringing another life into this world that you got to take care of. You couldn't take care of yourself. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And the thing is, in America, we have programs to help you out. Like, you screwed up, but okay, no problem.
Mhm.
We'll help you out. So then you do it again, and you do it
Yep.
again, and you do it again because you don't care.
Mhm.
But see, over there is nothing. Apparently, it wasn't like that. Her father was just like, "Listen, don't do X, Y, and Z, because if you do, this situation we're all in is going to be a lot worse."
Mhm.
And and kudos to him to keep six of them in a straight line. Damn.
Yeah, he put it in their head. You guys have to get each other through college, you know,
Yeah.
because he started with the oldest one, who's Mona. I love her a lot. She actually made sure she's the older sister. She held down all her. She was like the extra parent, because she put in all their heads. Look, you're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do that. Where are you going? She was like the extension of the father.
Right.
What you have to
So
do. He molded the oldest first, and then it carried through the other daughters.
you got it, man. You got it, man. Because like you see it a lot in American families too. Like, say there's like four kids in a family, right?
Hmm.
And the parents had that first kid kind of young. That
Hmm.
first kid won't get the best parenting. Maybe
Yeah.
by the third or fourth kid, the parents know what they're doing, and those kids do so much better. But those first one or two kids, they didn't get the best parenting, so they kind of got thrown out there. And it's maybe the last two kids are in a better situation later in life because their parents figured it out.
Hmm.
Her dad apparently had a plan from the first one. Like, okay, this is the deal. This is what we're doing.
I thanked him. I said, Papa, I thank you because if you didn't do what you do, I would have never met your daughter.
Well, you might
And
have
that's
met her.
deep.
You might have met her. It just might have been a different situation.
Yeah, but I still probably wouldn't have met her because, man, people are meant to be in your life. Like that's what
Right.
me and you are cool. Certain things happen,
Right.
because you're meant to meet that person. And it's certain people try to force the ways into your life, and then they get for the bad reasons, and they get weaned out.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Hmm.
That's
But
very true.
yeah, man. But yeah, guys, I want to tell you, we're gonna wrap this up. I just want to end by saying, definitely when you get here, and I got to tell a crazy story I was gonna tell earlier.
All right.
When you get here, or if you're thinking about dating online, I have nothing against dating online. If you feel weary about it, come to the Philippines. Come out here to the Philippines. You, definitely because you're going to see a better quality of woman. You don't have to have that if you when you come here. You don't have to have that in your head. Oh, is this woman scamming me? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come here. Walk around Manila. Even in provinces, you have women that are great women. Go
Uh,
there on your own.
so
Meet these women.
let me ask you one more question. Okay. So, like, now you went there with a different situation, but
Yeah.
If a person was to come there single,
Mm-hmm.
they're a foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say they're in their 40s. I don't want to say that older or younger. Let's just say they're in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Where would they go that you think they would meet? Because first of all, if they go to the bar, they're going to meet a bar girl. We all know that.
Exactly.
Okay. Where would they go to meet somebody of respectable nature?
A respectable nature. If you're looking to meet like a girl like Kay, just when you come out here,
Do they have speed dating there?
I don't know. I need to find
Meet and
that out.
greets. Do they have like
That
a match? Do they have
that
like
would
a
be
match?
cool.
Do they have like a Match.com for the Philippines?
Like in person, right?
Something, yeah, like
That
it's like speed
you know
dating.
what? I have to look that up because that's very interesting. I've never thought about that, and I've never thought of to look for that. But and I need your help with the research too, or anyone else out there listening. Help me research this because I would love to see what there is out
Yeah,
here
yeah, the same thing. I want to know that
like
too.
that.
Like anybody
Uh,
is listening, like I just asked that question, like where would you go? Do any of you guys that are
but
actually,
but
meet
usually I would
talking,
say go to the mall. You go to the mall, right? You'll be shocked on the way that you can meet. Just talk to people. Just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Da, 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 da. Just like you would approach a woman in the street. You know. I remember when I was in U.S. I would be in New York. It's just like the think about it. Out here in the Manila area, it's just like New York, right? Women everywhere.
right?
Come out here, just start talking. Go through rejection. It- Yo, your boy Chris. I'll tell you what I used to do. Right? I would go to the city, talk to a whole bunch of women when I was younger, right? Because I know I was gonna get rejected. So I had to stay aggressive. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Next one. Oh, don't look at me. Hey, how you doing? Hey, and you may have to
So,
come out here and be that guy out here that's aggressive, not over aggressive. Like you're not gonna be grabbing women. You know how I remember I used to do that when I was younger. I touch a woman hand. No, you don't want to touch no one. But you be aggressive. Hey, how you doing? Get rejected. Dedicate a day to it. Everywhere you go, talk to the woman. You're going to get a lot of reception. And if you talk to the women that you see that are a top notch to you, one of them is going to bite the fish bait. You get what I'm saying?
right.
So you can go anywhere. And that's how I look at it. I would have people before say, hey, where do I go? Are they racist? At the end of the day, it's just like anywhere in the US, wherever. You see the most darkest man, right? A lot of guys sometimes they think, oh, I look ugly or whatever. Or, they may be scared of their own skin color. It happens. I'm not trying to judge anybody, but it happens. But you'll see that same guy with a pretty girl. And it's not all about money, it's because his mouth. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same thing anywhere. You're going around, you're social. If you're not social, break out of that box. Be social. People are gonna talk to you. Women always want something different. Remember that too. You're exotic to them.
Hey, yeah, another question before we wrap this up. Another question. You're saying that these dudes that are talking to girls online and it's kind of sketchy, they're not really sure. You're
Hmm.
saying, hey, if it's that way, or even if it's not, you should come there and meet them in person, have them meet you in a big city, or at least like
Hmm.
Manila or something like that.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But
Hmm.
then you're also saying that, hey, listen, you know what? Don't think about the online dating thing. Come here. Come here for whatever it is, couple of weeks, month, or whatever, and see what it's like here. Now,
Exactly.
now, let's just roll back. Let's just say you were single. Let's just say you never met Kay online. If Would you have been comfortable going to the Philippines by yourself, not knowing anybody, and just roaming around for a couple of weeks and just see how it goes? That's what you're kind of telling people to do. Do you feel that that situation you can do that there, like that? It's
Yeah.
very
I mean, as long as like, say for instance, there's a lot of expats out here that tell you what to look out for.
right,
So the game is given to you already. If you're looking at this right now, I gave you game. Someone else gave you game. They gave you not game, but exactly what to look out for, what you need to be prepared for.
right.
Watch all of my videos. I have 102 videos. Watch all of someone else's videos. And get to know. Okay, I see. All right, he said this, but then you can kind of put the two together and say, oh, they're kind of saying the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So then, put that together and then go, okay, you know what? Yeah, I need to just take a trip out there. Be careful, like Ralph told you in the OGTBF video. You know, know before you go. When you
Yeah.
get off that plane, people are gonna say, "Hey, look, I got something for you." Oh, no, 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 no! I don't want you to take me anywhere. I'm gonna walk up the block and go speak to more people because you know what? It's a lot of scammers there at the airport, and they're not
Mhm.
really trying to scam you. They're just trying to get you for what it is a scam. Walk around. Just walk a little further. Walk a little further. Nobody's not going to try to shoot you or anything at the airport. There's so many police around there. You'll find somebody that say, "Oh yeah, the cabs are right here." It's 200 pesos. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So don't be scared in that sense. Definitely you want to have your stuff locked away. You don't want to have your wallet in your back pocket because the kid will run up on you, tugging on you for money and slip your wallet. You know. So to look out for that already. You know the things to look out. You know not to go in dark alleys. You know
Yeah,
that
it's like going any place.
anywhere.
Any
Exactly.
place that's not your home. It's the same thing, I'm guessing.
Same thing. Same thing as if you're from New York and you're in Florida and you're in the ghetto area and you're walking down the wrong block. Of course, you're not going to do that.
Right, exactly.
But you have to. But don't be scared because you're going to see a lot of areas that look like that ghetto area, but it's not. That's the deception of it confuse you because you're like, wow, all of it looks bad because you're going to go through that culture shock when you get off that plane and then you get away from the airport and you see a lot of areas and not as great.
Yep.
But don't worry about that because I was able to go through that for you. You see? So people are not really looking to do you harm, mostly looking to scam you. Um, People, first off, are happy that you're there most of the time. They look at you, they smile, they want to talk to you. Just look out for people that, oh, yeah, come with me here. Oh, of course, you don't want to go anybody anywhere. Oh, yeah,
Right.
stay at this hotel. No, look up your own hotel before you come. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can
Know
do all
before
that
you
stuff
go.
online. Yeah, you can be all
Exactly.
set. You can be all set. So,
Exactly. So I say that, tell a woman to meet up with you. You're still not going to know at the end of the day, but at least you know what? She met up with you when you came. She was willing to come into Manila, even if you had to pay for it, and meet you.
yep.
She took the time out. You get to know her then. If she could spend a week with you, 2 weeks, if she has kids, hey, bring the kids. Spend that time with me while I'm here, and then we could see what it is. Get a feel for her. But yeah, guys. Oh yeah. Also, I wanted to tell you the story. It's a little bit crazy.
Let's
Um,
hear it.
I remember when I was on a train, right? And this is things, it shit blew my mind away, actually. I've got approached by a woman in the US too, but it was nothing like what happened here because I was with Kay.
Now, where were you going? This was when you going to Tondo?
No, I was actually coming back from the gym. And
Okay.
what station was that, Kay? It, yeah, Boney Station on the MRT, right? At the Bonnie
Boney?
Station. Bonnie, Boni.
Okay. Good.
So they have a gym over there. I came from the gym. So I'm talking to Kay, and I guess the girl hears me speaking English. And then so, me, I'm talking, I'm a guy, I talk with my hands sometimes when I'm passionate about something. So she's looking at me, looking at my style. I keep looking to the side. I'm seeing like she's staring at me, right?
Uh-huh.
So me and Kay get on the train. The train was a little packed, but it wasn't that packed to where she had to do this, right? This girl had a nerve, see me there with Kay, to come, spin around in front of me. It was a little bit tight to where she could get away with it, right?
All right.
And she pits her butt right on my crotch area, right? And she pressed backwards, right? And her friend is looking at her like, "What are you doing?"
And
Kay's looking at her like, "What are you doing?"
is her friend a girl or a guy?
No, her friend was a girl.
All right, keep going.
They were coming from work, right? So Kay's looking at her like, "What are you doing?" And her friend's looking at her like, "What are you doing?" And me, I'm scared. I'm like, I don't want to get excited. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Right? So then
Uh,
someone got off the train and she moved and she sat down, right? And then the girl was smiling, saying something to her friend. And I'm sitting there like, and her friend is still looking at her like, "Why did you do that?" Like, why
now,
did you do
now,
that?
now, if this was New York, Kay would should have threw hands
Yeah, I know, right?
because it would have been all over YouTube. There would have been a fight on that train.
Sure.
There would have been blood all over the seat, and because
But
that's where Kay should have threw hands.
yeah, but little things like that may have. I'm not trying to say that to get anybody excited. I don't want to promote that, but that happened. I was in shock, man. I said, "Wow."
Now, listen, everybody listening to you that's going to take the leap and go there, they're all going to be riding the train back and forth at that Bounty Station, just going. They're going to be
Where's that?
they're going to be emailing you going, "What time were you on the train?"
My- but yeah, it blew me away, and I said, no, no, because when you're here, you have women stare at you, like who's this guy, and Kay said, oh no, they're just curious to know who you are. I said, no, Kay, they're just staring at me, and
They were sizing you up.
yeah, that happened when I went to Mega Mall. So and I'm only saying that because you're going to meet. You get what I'm saying? You're going to meet women when you get here. So if
You're
you
gonna
have a girl
meet.
online, do that. If you looking to meet women and you want to come and you feel that online is a scam, come on out here. And all ladies watching that are online dating, I'm not trying to take your man away from you and have him leave you and come here and get other women. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying for those that are unsure, you know?
And also too, like you gotta, like, all right, now I noticed some of these people that hit you up for assistance, for help, for, just guidance or whatever.
Hmm.
A good amount of them have already been to the Philippines at least once.
I've noticed that.
You Many years ago though, like a lot of people aren't like, oh, I was there last week. It's more like I was there 6 years ago, 10 years ago,
Hmm.
and then now they're talking to somebody online. They want to retire there, and I think that's good because at least they've been there before, so they
Hmm.
kind of like would know like a little bit more about the place. I think it's a little more interesting for the people that have never been there before that are really just ready to be like, yeah, I'm talking to this girl. I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, how do you know you can even like it there?
Yeah.
Forget about like even liking the girl and her being real. You might get there, you might sell all your shit back home. No matter how bad you think your life is in America, listen, America's a different place. When you go
Hmm.
over to the Philippines, it might be just such a culture shock to you, be like, oh shit, I gotta go back home. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, yeah, whatever I planned. So like, I think like, like you're saying, people just gotta go out there,
Hmm.
you know, maybe not with the intention of staying, but to see what it's about and see what
Yeah.
it's like, see what the vibe is like, and then make you think. Because I see a lot of people making some big plans that just on a whim, and that's cool if
Hmm.
that's how you when you live your life. But like, that's cool to do when you're like 20. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But like, you got people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and you kind of like, I don't know. It's like, to me, it just seems like taking too big of a risk sometimes.
It's true.
Go out there for a couple of weeks. What are the visas? 30 days, 60-day visas? What can you get?
30, and then after that, after the
Extension?
30, they give you the two. They see they're always gonna give you the visa here, until it
Yeah.
hits the time limit. You go right up there, just pay your fees, and then you get another 2 month extension.
They just want the money.
Exactly.
So they're gonna yeah, so you can get the extension. So if you have the time, you go out there. It's cheaper, and
Hmm.
and then listen, also too, don't be cheapskates. You live in
Yeah.
America, you're paying a lot to live there. You can go
Hmm.
when you go to the Philippines for vacation or whatever, and you're scoping it out, stay at a decent place. Don't stay
Hmm.
at something that it's got roaches and the lights ain't working. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I've seen videos of people they go in there and it's like, what are you doing? Like, you
Hmm.
know, you like, go enjoy yourself. See if this is a place you want to live at. You know what I mean? And take in the culture too.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
it's like I said, I think this was a good topic tonight because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about
Yeah, especially
and
about Filipino women too. Um,
yeah, man.
they're seen in a bad light. It's because of all of those videos that are on there about the bar girls.
Yep.
And you know what? I think me and Kay need to get out there in these areas and interview some of these women. Just like, hey, look, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
What do you think? What do you think about how do you date? Just ask them.
yeah,
What do you?
ask them about foreign men. You should
Yeah.
that you should do a couple of videos if you can get people to talk about it. Even if you start with like Kay's sisters or some shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like just so people can get an idea. Like there's too much of the bar girl mentality being shown on
Yeah.
YouTube that I think people get the wrong idea.
Hmm.
And there's
Yeah.
nothing more disrespectful to a culture than go there and take their women. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, but that is just listen, I don't care who I offend by saying that, but we all know that.
Hmm.
That's some disrespectful shit, you
Yeah.
know? And it goes around every culture's like that. That's just disrespectful shit.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think I think there's just too much of that where people highlight that, like, oh yeah, come here. They're like sex slaves, you know. It's like, no,
Yeah.
they're people, dude. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's why I had to make that clear, man, because you're gonna get those women that don't care where you're from. They
Yeah,
don't care. A lot of women out here don't care that you're a foreigner. They don't care how much money you have. They got their own money.
exactly.
So a lot of guys,
It's
they
like
can have
it's like
their
an- it's
savior.
like it's like any other place.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
you have that everywhere.
exactly. You're gonna have women that are prostituting. You're gonna have women that are party girls, and then you're gonna have women that are good women making money.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
they're independent. But here they don't have that independent. I'm an independent woman attitude. You see, so that's what you're getting. That's better.
So you mean they're not acting like Beyonce? They're not walking around like that?
Yeah, well, no, they may do that, but they're not going. Oh, I don't need a man.
Right.
they don't- they don't have that attitude. I don't need a man. I can do it all by my own. No, they're not like that. So some may be. Of course you're gonna find out everywhere, but
I
for
think
the
it
most
depends.
part,
I think it
it's not.
depends. I think it depends where you hang out. You know.
Yeah, it does. Come
I
out
think
here and
it.
mix it up with the woman. Come out here and get a woman that if you didn't have anything could take care of you.
There you
I'm not saying
go.
to do that, but still, you want to be on that wavelength because some situations are like that. Sometimes Filipinas, you got to think they travel the world. They're in U.S. They're all over, and then they come back here too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's a lot of good situations out here. So it's not just all poor. Yes, I would love to go out and help people, but I can't just show that light. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Just show that light because it's not all like that. But those people that are in that situation, they do need help. And it's not just about showcasing that; it's about showcasing the good, and not just partying, and showcasing all of that because that's all good for the night. And then say you do it every night for a week, and then you're broke, and then you can bar girls, but then you make the bar girl your wife. Then it's like, okay, where did that all stem from? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bad situation.
Yeah, and then okay, you know what she's about, and maybe she was poor and she felt she had to do it, but not necessarily. You see what I'm saying?
And you don't want to. And listen, you don't want to fall in love with a bar girl
Yeah,
because when times are hard or whatever, she knows she has a way out of your relationship too at any moment. She can go back to that
exactly.
lifestyle. So, like, you think you're the great savior, you took her away from all that. No, you're just an extended night for her. That's all
Hmm.
you are. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all you are for her. It could maybe that extended night lasts 3 years, but that's all you
Yeah,
are.
yeah. And I'm not saying it don't won't always work, but you don't want to build, your the background of your relationship off of that.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, you know what? Those girls can change as long as you didn't meet them in that situation. You
yeah,
might meet somebody that did that in the past, but you didn't meet them in that situation. But if you
true.
meet somebody in that situation, that's how they met you. You'll always be a client. You'll always be a customer. You'll always be the mark.
Yep, you're right. But yeah, it takes time. I'm not saying that they won't ever get out of mind frame, but still, if they need to, like he said, if they down and out, they know where to go back to. They probably won't be happy doing it. You know what I mean?
Or if they just want a way out, just,
Yeah.
like, you know, like you said, there might be some of these women that are in a situation where they look at you as a foreigner, right? And
Hmm.
let's just say they're not attracted to you, they don't like you, but they can tolerate you, and
Hmm.
they see that you're all over them, you're drooling all over them, you're buying them quote unquote lady drinks, you're buying them, you're giving them money for their time, and they're thinking, all right, you know what? I could get with him and be with him every day instead of being with all these different random people.
Hmm.
He's going to take care of me. But let's just say a couple months later, a couple of years later, they're bored of you and they're finally grown out of that. You're getting too old for them. Maybe
Hmm.
they're just like, they can't deal with your hairy, sweaty body on them. They're just disgusted with you. And then they're like, well, I have an out. I can go back to what I was doing when I met you.
Hmm.
Instead of having with one client, I can go get many again.
Hmm.
That's all you are, is a client.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you need to know, they need to understand that. Let's be honest, guys. Let's not be delusional here. Everybody, if you're from America, you should be up on game that once a hoe, always a hoe. You can't save a hoe. You're not Captain Save a hoe.
Hmm.
So just because they're Filipinas or they're Thai or some shit like that, it's the same difference.
Hmm.
That lifestyle is that lifestyle.
It is.
It's just, I mean, I think people get the culture wrong. I think because they think that they're foreign, it's like, oh, they're not on my level. You know what I mean? It's going to be different. No, women are women.
Hmm. Hmm. But they know the ones that come here. They know the ones that are here.
Yeah,
They know the ones that came here. They know the difference.
yeah.
'Cause they get here and they're like, "Oh, whoa, it's a lot different." Because it is.
You got to, and you'd have to realize that, otherwise you won't survive.
Exactly.
You'd be broke, you'd be confused, you'd be unhappy of what's going on.
Hmm.
You got to adjust. And like you said, maybe that is like the reason why you got to just go there and like not put too much effort into the whole online dating, being, what you should be setting up online is what Jay always talks about, which is if you're really making that commitment, you need to have a way to earn money while you're there, unless you're retired,
Yeah,
unless
let's
you
retire.
have, unless you have funds in the bank and you have a good situation
Hmm.
where you know that you can live comfortably
Hmm.
and you're not going to run out of money there, and it's not like you're just getting by, then you don't have to worry. But if you're somebody who's hitting up Jay going, okay, when I get there, how am I going to make money? Well,
Hmm.
the thing is, Jay already told you, you gotta get set up before you ever go there making money. So when you go there, you're good. Because like Jay's gonna talk about this in a future podcast. We're gonna go over this whole working online thing, and you're gonna break down these people that it's like anything in life. It takes time, and when you're working online, you're basically working for yourself because you're
Hmm.
freelance. So like
Hmm.
with anything you start yourself, you're going to have a slow upbuild. It takes time. And
Yeah.
that's why you encourage people that are thinking about making this move to start now. So
Hmm.
if you're moving in a year or two from now, or maybe 3 years from now, you need to start now. Even if it's only going to be part time, you need to start building your online portfolio.
Yep.
So when you go there, you're already making full-time money. And then, it might not seem like a lot of money to you here while you're living in the States. It's just a little extra money. But over in the Philippines, you're good. You're golden. You're going to
Hmm.
be fine. And and I think that's what a lot of people understand. Like when you look at a lot of these vlogs, nobody's doing what Jay's doing, and nobody's giving the information he's given. Like there are people that talk about being digital nomad, but they don't ever talk to you about or offer
What
you
they're doing.
like what they're doing.
They just show themselves in Lamborghinis, or
They're just they're just telling you like, oh yeah, I'm a digital nomad, I work online. But they don't ever tell you what they're doing because they probably think you're gonna cut into their lane.
hmm,
You know, but like Jay's saying, like Jay wants to use this channel one of the things he wants to do is to show people that like, hey, you can move here, you can set yourself up to be in a decent situation and take it from there. You can meet a nice woman, you could have a life
hmm,
and and maybe, do other things while you're here that you didn't even think of doing.
exactly.
And we're going to get to all this in future podcasts. And I think one of the things, this podcast was extremely long again, which I
We
know
couldn't
some of these
help
people
it,
might,
man. We
some of
couldn't
these
help
people,
it. To
some
get
of
the
these,
talking and the topic is good, you got to keep going. People getting
some
the
of these
real
people,
us.
some of these people might have tuned us out. If you guys stayed, whoever stayed to the end, thank you. Uh, but the thing is, these podcasts allow for Jay to express more detail and give more backstories than he can really do in a video. In a
Yes.
video, you guys got to understand, in a video, there's a million things he can talk about and there's a million details he can share with you. But like the amount of time it takes to, or let's say he shoots a half-hour video, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's 30 minutes. But that 30 minutes is the shortest amount of time in anything it takes for that video to end up on YouTube. Between
Hmm.
the rendering out, the dumping to an editing thing, to rendering out, to uploading, that's way more time than it actually takes him to make the video.
And then also the thought process into the video.
Yeah, so like these podcasts, and these podcasts are gonna
It's
get
natural.
better.
It's
We're
natural.
gonna, we'll, we'll,
It's us just talking.
I think we'll eventually take some topics outside of the Philippines as well to give you guys a different spice and different things like that. But
Hmm.
this is a way for Jay to go a little deeper on things and not have to put it in video format. And um, also too, like one of the things we want to do, but there's going to be a vetting process. But one of the things we want to do is there are going to be topics that we want to bring subs on, viewers on, that we think could shed some light on certain things. So look
Yes,
out for that.
I'm going to call some people out too that I would love to come on and talk about their experience, like Manny Explores vlog, Jane Dudinsky. I would love to get you guys on talking about your experience because Manny, he's a black guy, but Jane, she's from the Philippines and married a foreigner, and she's now in the U.S.
Very
So
interesting.
yeah, I love those. I love those stories. So yeah, if you guys don't mind sharing, I know me and Manny spoke about it, but if you guys don't mind sharing, just let me know.
Yeah, we're looking for people that have experience with interracial relationships, international relationships.
Yes,
We're looking for people that have worked with NGOs in the Philippines or Southeast Asia with
yes.
helping, people in poverty or educational system, people
Hmm.
that maybe used to work in the government that dealt with that kind of stuff, or people that just are out there on their own trying to help people out. We'd like
Yes,
to we'd like to talk to you people to get a better understanding. um, yeah, other vloggers, or even some people that are, making the move soon. Right? We might bring some people on here. Hit us up in the email.
yeah,
A lot of you guys do email Jay already with questions. Hit them up. Say, hey, listen, I'm going to be making the move in 6 months. Here's my plan. Maybe we'll have you on, and you could tell why you're moving. Like, what is it that's drawing you to the Philippines? These are the stories we want to share. So,
exactly.
and the podcast can allow us to do that. So, Jay, that's all I have for tonight.
Yeah, me too.
It's late here. It's the afternoon for you,
Yeah.
and it's St. Patrick's Day here in
Oh
America.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't know who else celebrates St. Patrick's Day, because I think all American holidays, for the most part, are just American holidays.
Most of the
Like,
time.
even if it's a big holiday, it has nothing to do with America. For some reason, I think America just takes it and makes it a hallmark holiday.
Yeah, out here they stole the drinking thing, Oktoberfest from I forgot what country that's from, but they do
Germany.
have that here.
I think everybody has an Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
Everybody likes to drink.
it makes money.
It,
But
it
yeah,
gets
man,
it makes money.
this was great, everyone. Thank you all for listening, and we'll be back with you soon. We're gonna try to see if we can do this once a week. I mean, twice a week. Right now, it's just once until we get the ball rolling. We're just starting out. We'll get the ball rolling. We'll work it out to where to be a lot shorter, and you guys can stomach listening to us for at least 20, 30 minutes instead of an hour and some change. But thanks,
Yeah.
y'all, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Peace.